Thanks for clicking on Just Base Fitness. I'm your trainer Jasper Bravo. Today we are training our biceps. This is going to be a big, strong, heavy bicep day, which means you're going to see a little bit of some crazy lifting, some little bit of heavy lifting as far as how we are always training is concerned, because as you know, we do it natural and we don't usually are so much a fan of heavy weight so much, but of course sometimes we have to go crazy just to build on that strength. It's not all about aesthetics, yeah, but also about performance and strength. That's why sometimes you have to throw in some really heavy days, and this is just one of those days. And of course we're going to sprinkle a little bit of triceps. There can never be a day for biceps with no triceps. They have to go together, and we're starting right away with the curls. These are going to be preacher curls, and we're starting with some 15 kgs of dumbbells for single arms, just one at a time. And here we're aiming for at least 12 reps, 12, 15, 20 reps. And then if it gets past 15 reps, we notice that is a lightweight we need to add, because this is just that day that we're going for the heavy S weight. This is just that day. Of course, you could look at the weight that I'm lifting, and maybe this is just a warm-up workout for you, because maybe you are so much juiced to the gills and you're super strong and you have an awesome out of the world genetics. That is good for you. But when I talk about heavy, all that is relative. Whatever is heavy for me could be light for you, and whatever is heavy for me could be impossible for somebody else, and that doesn't really matter. So if you look at me doing 15 kgs and you're wondering, is that not too heavy? Of course it could be for you, and if that's the case, if you normally do for 7.5, today is just that your day that you try to break your boundaries and you go for the 10 kgs. Whatever is heavy, it's relative. It is heavy compared to what you normally lift. Are we together? Very good. So we continue with that, and today decided to start with the preacher because I want to get some serious stretch on my biceps. That's something I missed and something that I wanted to start with, because there's never a better way of warming up a bicep without some awesome controlled preacher curls. So that's what I normally do most of the time. If I decide not to warm up and just want to start direct to the heavyweights, I go to the preacher, especially when it's on a bicep day, and it will help with the warming up because of that controlled movement, considering the fact that you're placing your arms on that pad. So you really have just to concentrate on moving the weight up and down. And another thing I want you also to keep in mind anytime you're doing preacher curls is that make sure these preacher curls are controlled and stretched all the way down. No partials, guys. Go all the way down, stretch that muscle, make it feel the stretch, and that's what makes it grows. That's what will make it to grow. Are we together? Very good. So as you notice, this is just a super mayo set, which means I do the left, I do the right, then I do the right, and I do the left again twice before I go to the next set. Now this is the second set again, and I'm just repeating the same weight. Yeah, this is apparently just the same weight. This is 17.5 kgs now, and we are going for the stretch and the control of the movement. Don't drop the weight on your way down, because the eccentrics are also super important on the time. So you just don't need to concentrate on lifting the weight up, but also on how you are taking the weight down. You don't allow the weight to control you all over. You want to control the weight too, because you are the one who is in charge, not the weight. So that is the second set of this movement. Already I'm feeling so much pain and blood rushing into the biceps, and that is just what I'm looking for. That's why I usually enjoy doing preacher so much, because it is not easy to cheat on this workout, because your arms are in a stagnant space where they don't move around, unlike this normal barbell curls, which sometimes can swing the body and swing the weight around. Now this is another workout. This is going to be the normal but a little bit close grip bar curls, a very heavy weight for me, by the way, and we're just aiming for we want to do the heavy weights with high reps. That is not usually easy, but that's what we are aiming for, and that is just the first set of that movement. And of course it's not easy. We have to fight throughout all this movement and control the movement all the way up all the way down, just to make sure. So there are people who ask this, that which is the best workout program? Is it the one where I train my biceps alone, or when I do all my arm, that in the same session I do both my biceps and the triceps? I will tell you that it's always okay with the one that works for you, and you can always switch. But personally, sometimes when I just want to when there's a part that I think is lagging behind, I like to train it on its own. So that is, if biceps are lagging behind, I will train them on their own. Or if I feel the triceps are lagging behind, I'll train them on their own. Or still another way of working out the part that you feel is lagging behind is by always, if you're training the whole arm, you start with that specific part that you feel is lagging behind. I hope you understand. So right now, that's what we're doing. We're training the biceps. When you're fresh, then you're finishing with a little bit of triceps. This is why you're seeing we're doing these dips. This is just to hit a little bit of the triceps, but majorly this day is meant for biceps, but throwing in a little bit of triceps there just to make sure that the triceps also get hit. And this close grip chin up is a very good workout for the biceps, by the way. If you don't incorporate this in your workout, you need to consider it, because it is a really good workout. It's super awesome, and it will help you. It's one of those workouts that will help you improve your bicep size big time. It's not a common workout that you'll see people do in the gym, especially during a back day. I mean, on a bicep day, people tend to do this more on a back day, but I tend to do it on my bicep day. So this is sort of a finisher when I superset these close grip chin-ups and some dips. This is just to help me get that super pump during when the workout is just about to end, and we just want to have that super pump and a real finisher for both the arms, that is the biceps and the triceps. So here we're just trying to make sure that we do 30 reps of the close grip, and then we do some 30 reps of the dips. And if we manage to do that, that will consider that a success, and that is what we want to help us with that awesome pump that we're looking for. So since it's not easy to achieve that 30 reps at a go, that's why you see us doing those male reps. That is, we are stopping in between the set just for a few seconds, then getting back up and doing that again over and over again until we get to the number of reps which we are looking for, which is in this case is 30 reps of the close grip chin-ups. Then we head direct to dips, and here we're aiming for 20 to 30 reps, because the first one we managed to do 30, by the way, successfully, and now we're also trying to do the same with the dips, the second set. And this is a very good way of just killing that workout when you've just done your main compound sets and movements. It's always good to get that pump, so that you don't miss both sides, because sometimes you notice that the people just do the big movements and they concentrate on those compound movements till they forget that there are some isolation movements which are also very important. So just to make sure that you take care of that, it's perfect and fair to finish your workout in this manner. That is, always hitting those isolation movements. In this case especially, this was not even isolation movement, this was calisthenic movements, which is also very good for the fitness and the performance of a certain muscle, because I believe so much that you could be so good in lifting heavy weights until you forget how to lift your own body. And I think that's one thing you should never forget. You're supposed to have both of the worlds, that is, being able to lift your body really well and being able to lift some really heavy weights really easily. So this is what's up. I think now we have a very awesome pump for our arms. You can see the vascularity has increased tremendously, and the bicep is super pumped. You can see the peak, the way it's looking right now. That is just because of that workout. This is a workout that is supposed to last you a maximum of 45 minutes, if possible 30 minutes, really, if you are not somebody who wastes a lot of time in the gym and you have a decent workout, one good enough to help you grow really monstrous arms. By the way, this is not something that you're just going to do and make you have a normal arm or an average type of an arm. No, this is for those people who have to fill their shirts with some meat. This is a workout for people who want to have some really massive arms. If you don't want to look like you lift, you don't want people to know that you go to the gym, you don't need to try this workout, because it will expose you big time. People will know that you're working out. So if you enjoyed this, just like it, and you could subscribe if you want us to meet in the next video.